Hello, welcome back to the Reading Mama. My name is Heather, and today I'm going to do for you a quick, short book haul. You're going to see a lot of these coming up because I'm getting ready for school year, and so I buy them in small groups so that way I get more free books from thrift books when I can. And so you're going to see a few of these in the next few months as I get ready for our next school year. If you had a question about our homeschool, how we do it, please head over to my other account, which is Raising Arrows Mama, where I talk about how I do Charlotte Mason style and our book-based learning. But today I'm going to share with you the books that I've got for school and then a couple that I got for myself, and I'm going to share the first line. So first up, I'm trying to read King Arthur versions this year and find my favorite King Arthur. And so I'm sticking with a lot of classical King Arthurs. So I'm starting with the oldest one I could find, which is Le Morte d'Arthur by Sir Thomas Malory. For the longest time, I thought this was a translation, but it's not. I mean, it is, but it's not. And it was written in 1485. He wrote it during the War of Roses. And so I'm really excited to read an older book. The writing doesn't usually bother me from old time. We use King James Version and we read Shakespeare regularly in our home. So like old timey language doesn't generally throw me off, but sometimes the writing of the prose might be a little bit more than I can handle. So we'll see how I do with this. But you're going to go through different King Arthur stories, and he has them like kind of as episodes. And so I'm excited to read that. So I'm going to read his first, I'll read you the first sentence. These are one of the ones that has like a sentence for the chapter title, but I'm not going to read that. So the first sentence says, "It befell in the days of Uther Pendragon, when he was king of all England, and so reigned, that there was a mighty duke in Cornwall that held war against him long time. And the duke was called the Duke of Tintagel." So yeah, it's King Arthur. You know what you're getting into with this for the most part. I don't know, I loved King Arthur. I loved all the King Arthur movies when I was a kid, except for Sword in the Stone by Disney. I didn't like that one. But yeah, so I have a lot of those. So then I'm reading through those King Arthurs, and I'm going to try to find the best ones for my kids to read because I want them all to read a King Arthur at their own age level. So you'll see a lot of King Arthurs this year. Another book I got for school is Son of Charlemagne. And this is a middle grade reader. So it says on the back there, ages 10 and up. So you're going to want middle grade for this. But this is a historical fiction account of Charlemagne, or as they say, King Charles of the Franks. And so this takes place in 781. When I do my history with my kids, we kind of break it up by trimesters. And so the first trimester will be Dark Ages. The second trimester will be Middle Ages. And then we're going to do like Age of Discovery and Renaissance towards the end. To try to get through the year. And so we have a history spine that we go through and read and all that. But I'm getting off course. We do a lot of historical fiction. And so historical fiction biographies and things like that when we can. And so this is going to be hopefully for one of my middle graders. I have a lot of books already in Middle Ages, but I'm looking forward to finding a few new ones. And this is one that I was recommended. Oh, nice map in there. I always love that in kids' books. I'm going to skip the author's note and the preface and give you the first sentence here. Dusk was coming down as the head of the long train of men and horses and baggage mules reached the summit of the pass. So got a nice little graphic there. It's got some good spacing, this printing. It's from Bethlehem Books. And so yeah, I'm excited to hopefully have that with my kids. Next up is I have Black Arrow by Robert Louis Stevenson, and I'm hoping to read this for a pre-read for my high schooler. I will have a junior next year, and she is not looking forward to the King Arthur, and she doesn't really like Robert Louis Stevenson either, so this may or may not make the cut. But this is set during the War of Roses, which is in 15th century, and if you know Robert Louis Stevenson, you've read Treasure Island, or you've read Kidnapped, you know he has some very iconic United Kingdom stories, and that's kind of where it is. I love it. My kids are they're kind of hit or miss on it. And so this looks like it's shorter than both of those other ones, but good night, that was a long preface. Okay, here's the first sentence. Sir Daniel and his men lay in and about Ketley that night, warmly quartered and well patrolled. Not super thrilling start, but it's Robert Louis Stevenson, so you kind of know what you're getting into, hopefully. There's usually a lot of adventure and suspense. This one says it has a little bit of a romance. Well, the main character is named Dick. That's going to be a problem. But anyways, so yeah, I'm excited to read this, and hopefully it will be a favorite. We'll see. And then I've also got The King's Fifth by Scott O'Dell. Scott O'Dell wrote The Island of Blue Dolphins, which was one of my favorites when I was a kid. I believe this is going to be the same age range, so like upper elementary, middle school range. I don't know. I might save some of the middle grade readers for middle grade March before I pre-read them, because two birds, one stone. But this one has come highly recommended. It's on all kinds of reading suggestions, but this one goes and follows Coronado, which would be we could call him an explorer, or we could call him what he is, a conquistador. He is coming to conquer the Central America, and that is what it goes. And I think they're trying to find the city of Cibola, if I remember right. Yes, they're trying to find the golden city of Cibola. So I'm excited to read this. That is like right up my alley in like historical fiction and fun, and like that's the kind of movies I like. So I'm excited. I know I already love this author. It's a Newbery Honor book. It's highly recommended. Should be good. So let's find that first sentence. Ooh, look, it's got a nice map. Oh, that's exciting. First sentence. Well, it starts with a little saying, the fortress of San Juan de Ulua, Veracruz, in New Spain, the 23rd day of September, the year of our Lord's birth, 1541. So, is this written like is it like gonna go by days, maybe? I don't know. It says, it is dark night on the sea, but dusk within my cell. And then in the next sentence was, the jailer is gone. So that's exciting. I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, those are my kind of school middle ages little book haul. And then I gotta, because it's thrift books and because I do them in these smaller orders, I always get a free book, but not always are the books that I need for school gonna fit in that $7 or less range. And so I got, because I did 2 separate orders, so I got books for me. I got Tessa Afshar. Tessa Afshar. I read her Kidnapped Prince or The Hidden Prince, I think is what it is. Absolutely loved it. I've been on here saying I don't like Christian books and I don't like romance, and I'm like now loving it. So apparently you just got to find the right people, right writers, right? And so I've been really enjoying a lot of Christian authors who write very uniquely, and it is not rundown drivel that what I was expecting with, which, come on, you know, some of them just really are. That's poor writing and they're just the same story over and over. But Tessa, her book was phenomenal, and so I wanted to get her others. So the one I had read, The Hidden Prince, it was a retelling of Esther. And this one here, so I have Pearl in the Sand, is a retelling of Rahab, and then, what is this? In the Field of Grace is a retelling of Ruth. So I'm excited, and the one that I had read before, it was not necessarily, like Daniel was a character in it, and King Cyrus, but the main characters were like not really people from the Bible. They were side notes, but these look like their main characters are those people from the Bible. So as a Christian woman who reads her Bible through every year for the last several years, I'm excited to read these and find out if they live up to the hype that the other book was. And then because I'm a victim of, oh wait, let's do our sentence. Let's see here. Okay, so In the Field of Grace, prologue. Man, I always got to skip the prologue. What I do love about these Tessa Afshar books is that each chapter starts with a Bible verse, and I really like seeing how those play out. Okay, so chapter 1 is like 5 years after prologue, so let's just keep that in mind. Everyone in the city of oh dear, these Bible towns. Everyone in the city of Kir Hareseth seemed to have descended upon the marketplace, making final purchases before the stalls closed down. Crowds. Why wouldn't they just stay home? So not a super exciting sentence, but one I fully relate to because I also do not like crowds. And then Pearl in the Sand, which is the Rahab retelling, and chapter 1 says, Rahab tumbled into consciousness courtesy of an impatient nudge. So not super gripping, but that's okay. I'll give you a little bit more here. How about, stop your laziness, girls. Your brothers and father are almost ready to leave. Her mother gave her one more unnecessary shove. So yeah, we're just diving right in. There's not like a lot of suspense building up there. And then as I was getting ready to say, I have fallen victim to some books on social media, and this is a Christian author, Abigail Brier, and she has some great marketing because the way she was describing her books, it sounded like something I would really want to read. So this is book 1 in the series. I I don't think the series is called Rush of Ravens. Yeah, it's the Kingdom Come book series. And it has a beautiful map inside. It's got a nice little epigraph. It's got a playlist with it. It looks like we have a pronunciation guide. That's always nice. We got a prologue that was 7 years ago. I'm going to skip that. And part 1 is the Shield Maiden. So let's see here. It says, while her clan slumbered beneath the stars, nestled safely in the depths of the icy mountains, Ravenna would run the gauntlet. So yeah, I don't really know other things going on. I try not to know too much, but the things that I just remembered, I kept bookmarking her ads because they look like a book I would enjoy. It says, Warrior, Shield Maiden, Cursed. In a world where the king kills those gifted by the light to steal their power, Ravenna wants nothing more than to fight with the warriors of Astil against the evil Despiri king. So yeah, it sounds like a good fantasy. Like I said, it's got Christian tones, and so I'll come back and let you know if I like it and if I'm going to continue the series, but it looks like one that I will enjoy. So yeah, we've got a lot going on, and I have to get reading because I've got a lot of books on my TBR right now. So if you have any Middle Ages books that you think I should check out for my kids for school next year, let me know. If you have some favorite Christian authors that you're maybe new to you, or maybe are just tried old favorites, go ahead and drop them below because other people like to know too, and I could definitely use some recommendations. Thank you again for watching, and have a blessed day.